What's good, people? Welcome back to another episode of Keeping Up with Our Investments. So today we're definitely going to be talking about Square and the quarter 1 update that recently just came out. But really quick, before we jump into the information for quarter 1, I just wanted to do a quick recap of what Square has got going on. So talking about the market opportunity. So first of all, as you can see here, we're dealing with two ecosystems, the seller and the CashApp. And we all kind of know there's multiple prongs to each of the ecosystem. And, in the future, they are going to be working hand in hand because, as we can tell, this is a seller ecosystem and the Cash App ecosystem is more of a consumer and customer ecosystem. As you can see, people have direct deposit, cash card, boost, and invest in through stocks and Bitcoin. So these are machines and basically pieces of how people spend and save money. So you can see how that kind of ties back to the seller's ecosystem. Anyway, just to jump into some just overview stuff. So this is data between 2015 and 2019, but basically you can see the growth of Cash App compared to the seller's ecosystem. So Cash App started relatively later. The margins of growth is relatively stronger than the now established seller ecosystem. But anyway, also wanted to direct your attention to the market opportunities, right? So we have huge, insane market opportunities. So overall, the seller ecosystem represents an $85 billion opportunity in the United States alone. And when we look at Cash App as well, we can see that this Cash App ecosystem represents a $60 billion plus revenue opportunity in the United States. So with that kind of put together, right? Let's look at what we got going on today, and this is quarter 1 update of 2021, and this is the shareholders letter. So the first thing we can see here is the gross profit margin, or the gross profit, at 964 million, which is a 79% growth year over year. So compared to 2020's quarter 1, this is a huge, very, very huge upside. So we have seen that Cash App generated gross profit of 495 million, up 171% year over year. This takes us back to the point I made earlier with Cash App growing faster than the seller's ecosystem, which kind of makes sense because the seller's ecosystem is more established. So it's kind of slowing down and tapering off, which is 32% year over year, which is still really nice actually for a business that size and magnitude. So, right. Now the seller's ecosystem is starting to come back into play because you know how we had the COVID lockdown, so a lot of businesses were shut down. So there was a lot of refiguring out the scope of how things were going to go for a lot of sellers in this ecosystem. So I think they're starting to bounce back now and start to get things kind of figured out. So we talked about these numbers. So the net income overall for the business was $39 million, which is lower than what it was last quarter in quarter 4 2020, but overall compared to quarter 1 of 2020, where they lost 106 million, they're up 39 million, which is not terribly exciting, but in this space that we're currently in, as Square navigates the COVID lockdowns for their sellers ecosystem, it is nice to see that there is something still coming in terms of growth rate. So that's very, very nice to see. So as we can see here, the gross processing volume is also increasing. So $18.1 billion, which is very, very exciting. So that's the amount of money that is flowing through Square's ecosystem through the businesses. So they're not keeping necessarily this money, but this is the amount that the businesses they're working with are generating as well, that Square is helping process. So that is nice to see that number continue to go up because the better the businesses do, the better Square does in return over time. So that's a key value to continue to keep in mind. So it's nice to see that kind of swing upwards. Very, very nice to see that. So going into Cash App, so they are working more on the loyalty. That's something they're working to strengthen, according to them. And it seems like the cash card is also a key focus. which is how people are currently, it's kind of like the debit card system. So we saw Square bought a new bank recently, a private bank. So they're hoping to take this digital banking to the next level. And Cash Card is one of their products that helps them do that and accomplish that. So a lot of customers are able to connect their Cash App wallets to the Cash Card, and they have a debit card as well, so they can spend wherever they want. The interesting thing that I want to see them accomplish is combining that ecosystem with the sellers, where people can get, there's something else called cash boosts over here, which we can see here in the ecosystem. And cash boost, basically what it does is gives customers rewards for participating in stores from the seller. So you get like this percent off and this percent and that percent, and you get cash boosts on those things. So people love savings, people love coupons, people love things like that. So it's something that encourages people to be in this ecosystem that we have. And Cash App, as you can see, is insanely growing right now. You can see this spike in uptick. There is a lot more favor for digital banking, digital just transactions, digital finance. So the world is starting to move in that direction. People don't go into bank necessarily as much anymore. So this is going to be crucial for Cash App as they continue to grow. So we kind of talked briefly about the financial numbers, but as you can see here is a closer look. Financially, they're doing better than any of the past 4 quarters, and the gross payment volume is also increased a little bit, not so much, but also increasing slightly, which is really, really nice to see, because then again, it shows that they are also processing more payments through their sellers and through Cash App, through a lot of people. So it's nice to see that number continue to grow, and that's one that as investors we should continue to pay a lot of attention to. So again, like I said, there is through their earnings, so the net income is 39 million, which is not as nice as what we had in quarter 4, but it's kind of reasonable, because if you see what we had in quarter 3, it was right around that mark. But also the first 2 quarters of 2020, which was very devastating for a lot of businesses, they posted losses. So it's nice to see them kind of turn that around in this direction. So one exciting thing I did want to talk about was Cash App and the earnings that they received from Bitcoin. So Bitcoin had an amazing run in the last couple quarters of 2020, but just overall, Bitcoin has been exploding in a lot of different aspects, because institutional investors have been entering the market more and more. We saw Square was one of the first companies to ever buy Bitcoin. They started off with 50 million, and then they eventually bought 150 million more. And we saw Tesla kind of follow the lead by introducing that. And then we have Cash App ecosystem, where people are able to invest in Bitcoin. But the interesting thing is the competitor for Cash App, so Venmo, recently also introduced a system where their customers or their consumers, people using the platform, could also buy some Bitcoin and stuff. So it's nice to see that Cash App, or at least Square, is a leader in the ecosystem when it comes to technology and picking up, trends, but not necessarily trends, but picking up value quicker than the competition, because it shows that they're the leader in the market. They make the decisions first. They make the first move. And it seems like Venmo, at least, is a fast follower. So not necessarily as fast, but they are implementing things following the lead of Cash App. So it's nice to see that Cash App is the leader in that space. And since Cash App is starting to become the fastest growing aspect of Square, I see this being very, very beneficial for Square in the long run. So very recently, they posted $150+ billion of revenue from Bitcoin. So that was huge. It goes to show how much value is really in the cryptocurrency market. It goes to show how much value is yet to be untapped. And it also shows how much value is in the leadership of Square, because it shows that they are pushing forward new technology as rapidly as possible. And they're not scared to take risks, because it's also paying off right now. So anyway, this was just a quick video giving you a quick update on Square. Super bullish on Square. I think they are the bridge between the next digital finance world that we have and consumers and also businesses. As we can see, they are going to be able to easily help people adapt to the new ecosystem of finance in the world in the next generation because they're taking things digital. They're making it easier, making it simpler for people to operate their finances, invest, save, spend, and just also get paid. So they acquired Credit Karma, and you get your tax filed through them, and you can also get direct deposits through CashApp as well. So anyway, it was your boy Elijah just bringing you a quick update on our investments and Square. So let me know what you think about Square. Are you long-term bullish on Square? What do you think about the price that it's currently at? Do you think it's worth it to buy Square right now? Or do you think you're going to be holding off to kind of see where things go? If you're super bullish on Square, let me know why in the comment section below, why you are bullish and why you think it's going to continue to have an amazing run. Anyway, it was your boy Elijah. Thank you for tuning into this episode. If you want to hear more from me, definitely make sure you subscribe to this channel because I always talk about disruptive technology and how they are continuing to move in the world. And I also talk a lot about cryptocurrency investments. If you're interested in any of those topics or just overall finding the career path that you like, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification because I drop a video every day about the contents that I mentioned. Make sure you smash that like button. Thank you for stopping by. Peace.
Don't speak to no one but the facts to the masses.